Oh, look, it's another Tiemens. I just take the question, by the way. I don't really think too much about who says it, but, well, what do you know? He asks, is optimism an American value? Zechariah, in my opinion, optimism is the American value. It's the unique American value. It's the only uniquely American value. When we talk about national attributes, needless to say, you're generalizing, and there's no question about generalization. And the minute people start saying, yeah, but, it's like you're just proving exceptions that, basically prove the rule. So if you want to talk about national generalizations, the British are very decent people, and the British are very funny people. My mom is British. My dad is half British. The British are the least sexy people on the face of the earth. The British are, if there's such a thing as anti-sexy, that's what they are. Oh, show us your naughty bits. It's horrific. Horrific. Incredible how unsexy the British are in every way. Even the language. Naughty. It's childish. But they're very, very, very decent people, law-abiding people, civilized people, and in the main kind people. Very funny. In my opinion, all this is coming from my value set, of course. A little too willing to worship lordships. A little servilism kind of bred into them, I think, after all of those, millennia of aristocracy. And the British produce some fine scientists, some very, very, very smart Brits. The Germans, needless to say, are brilliant, technologically engineering people, brilliant people. The Italians, the things I like most about the Italians is I really love the Italian love of life. I love the fact that they have 2-hour dinners. I love the fact that they care about their families, and I love Italian design. I have an Italian airplane because it's just gorgeous. I love the fact that the style and the elegance, the lines are important to them. But and the Japanese are extremely hardworking, extremely meticulous, extremely elegant. The Japanese also culture very elegant, very very visual, very clean. Very clean and very disciplined and very evolved in a way. And all these qualities you can apply to everybody. And the United States obviously has a great deal of technical skill, a very inventive country and a very dynamic country. But ultimately, if you really want to know what really makes us unique, it's optimism. It's an optimistic country. And you kind of have to be an optimistic country if you think about it, right? Because we're composed of people that decided to get on a boat and go someplace they've never been before. And that's optimism, man. That's optimism. Where are we going? Well, we're going to where the streets are paved with gold. Do you really believe that? I guess some people might have actually believed it, and I'm sure a lot of people are disappointed. But basically, it's an optimistic thing to do, to pull up from all of your family and all of your roots and all of your property and just go someplace and hope things are going to be better. It's an optimistic nation because we're self-selected optimists. And it's the pessimists that stay there. And honestly, I think of all the things I got with the Russians on this afterburner. I'm sorry, this firewall on the secret police. It's the Russian pessimism. It's just the cynicism, the bitterness and the not even bitterness, not even enough energy to be bitter. Just this resigned, cynical nihilism. It's just awful to me. It's awful. But Americans are optimistic, and this is why what this president is doing is so galling to me. When put all the politics aside, even put all the important stuff like the spending and the foreign policy aside, if you make it difficult, if you make it so expensive for people to start a business, and you take so much of their money that they can't stay in business, then you start breeding optimism out of the system. And when you think about the simple fact that America invents everything, because we do, including culturally, it's all optimism. Why am I in this room? I mean, why am I in this room with this new chair that I got? There it sits. I took a 3-year lease on this building. I don't have a guaranteed income. My income is dependent on me being able to convince you guys that this is worth some money. That is an optimistic thing to do, and it's a terrifying thing to do. And when you are confronted with 3-year leases and credit checks and you know, and writing checks and all of those obligations, when you come down to it, it's freaking terrifying. It's a terrifying thing. You have to worry about make payroll. I don't explain that to most of you. But ultimately, so why do you do it? I mean, I could have gotten a full-time job. I could have probably gotten a full-time job from the people I already work for. Why do I do it? It's because I fundamentally think I got a chance to do better. I got a chance to be, you know, master my own destiny and live my own life. That's optimism. And we've got it in this. We got it in our blood. We got it in our genes. And I think it's going to take a lot more than this one guy to breed that out of our system. I really dearly hope that we can get an actual conservative in there in 2016 so that you can just simply go in and just say, we're going to get all this crap out of the way now, and boom, watch what happens. We'll see. I'm optimistic that will happen.